I gotta test that audio. Few people laughed, few people cried, most were silent. Then he thought, he's become deaf, the destroyer of worlds. Oppenheimer, behold, I have created the smith, both the coals and the fire, and the smith of the science. Let's see. Shalom, shalom, is it live? Shalom. Alright, we got audio, brother. So, first and foremost, Kal, Halal, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rechak, Kodash, Rakta Yahweh, Rakta Yahushai, Shalom. Them honors to elders, Jew, my great Muslim, Shalom. Shalom to the elect of the 12 tribes, which are scattered abroad. Greetings, we call ourselves the hopeful elect. Why? Because we do not know who the elect are in these times. We call ourselves the hopeful elect. Hopefully, when Yahushai come back, we will be what? We will be saved. So, as you see, they have a what? An Ebola outbreak in Africa. Threatens 10 countries and triggers global alarm. Could you bring that out, brother?
Yes.
The water.
Africa on edge as Ebola outbreak threatens 10 countries and triggers global alarm.
Okay.
Wait.
Did the article disappear?
Yeah. The outbreak, driven by rare strain of Ebola, for which there is no approved vaccines or targeted treatments, is raising fears of another major cross-border health emergency with consequences for trade, travel, migration, and regional stability. The Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said Angola, Burundi, Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Zambia now face potential exposure alongside DR Congo and Uganda.
Well, what did that thing got? Coronavirus, C19, then came the hantavirus. A possibility is what? Ebola. I'm gonna say Ebola now. I gotta try to say a different word. Ebola. Abala. Yeah, Abala. That should work. Abala, which also sounds like what? With this with the disease, with the bleeding from the eyes and the ears and the mouth and the rest of it. If you ever watched Invincible with Omni-Man, and then they have something called what? The Scourge virus. And what did the Scourge virus do? Wipe out most of their population. What is the plan of the global elites for the New World Order? Maintain humanity under 500,000, pursuant to the Georgia Guidestones. So, brother, let's get a precept. Go right on ahead, brother.
Okay, we're going to go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 19.
Oh, read just a bit louder for the camera,
Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19.
Okay.
They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
Start verse 17.
17.
Okay.
All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water.
All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. Symbolic of what? The time of Jacob's trouble intensify. And part of Jacob's trouble intensifying is what? All these different diseases, pestilences. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. What came in ancient Egypt? Pestilences. I got a precept, brother. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. I will bring them out with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm. Who is the hand and the arm of Yahweh? That's symbolic of the Most High's power. That's Yahweh Shah, the right hand of Yahweh. All power in heaven and earth is given unto me, as Yahweh Shai made the statement. So Yahweh through Yahweh Shai is going to be doing this. So the Father is going to send his son to do the work and smite Egypt. Spiritually serving Egypt is Babylon, America the Great, pursuant to Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. With plagues as before. What's some of the plagues as before? Ancient Egypt had what? Pestilences, and will destroy all the land thereof. Now, if we flip to the curses, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61, we're slowly seeing these curses what? Slide off to these other nations, primarily the Edomites, the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, the Edomites. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will Yahweh bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law. So technically, we're still under the curses. We're just seeing it slide to the other nations now. For sure, the book of Deuteronomy, it's going to go to these other nations. But every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, meaning what? Other plagues and sicknesses which are not written that happened to ancient Egypt will come to what? Modern day America, modern Egypt. So we'll have to see how Bashir Meshach does this. He can make Ebola what? Come to the states themselves, America, Babylon the Great, spiritually called Simon, Egypt. Get ahead, brother.
All right, this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blastering and hail, and with fearful constellation.
Wow, that's the next verse from the priest I was reading. That's the spirit. Egypt shall mourn, America shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God, Yahweh by Shemel Shai, will bring upon it. Part of the plagues that's coming to America is what? Pestilences. We just brought it out. 13. They that till the ground shall mourn. Why? For their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail. That's going into bad weather. And with a fearful constellation. So these seeds, these farmers are not going to be able to what? Grow their crops properly, which is going to cause what? A widespread famine. A widespread famine in Babylon the Great, America. These Americans, they're spoiled with what? All this food, because in those other countries, you have to eat in certain times and the rest of it. But America, Babylon the Great, they can eat what? All throughout the day, which is a delicacy to what? Other nations, especially third world countries. Now you do have, your countries that's more built up, they can eat food and the rest of it, but America, Babylon the Great, they're spoiled with food here. And these Babylonians, the way they eat, how unhealthy they eat, sweets and sugars, they just eat the delicacies of Babylon, as is written about in Revelation 18. And the delicacies of Babylon go into the Greek lipo in Revelation 18, which goes into deep fried foods, showing you that this place is America, Babylon the Great, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, the fearful constellation, the farmer's almanac, they plant by the stars and the rest of it. That can go on the left-hand track, but just get back on topic. Fearful constellation, look up towards the stars and everything. They say, man, I'm going to have a bad farm this year. The rest of it. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, we're still in the book of Second Esdras 15. We're going to read verses 48, 49, 48. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith Yahweh, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine.
Slack it, brother. Start at verse 46.
46. And thou, Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person.
And now Asia's big place, but part of Asia is what? China. That are partaker of the hope of Babylon, America, and of the glory of her person, fashioned herself just like America. Keep going, brother.
Okay. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Yep, Joe's showing you. China. Has mimicked America, Babylon the Great, all the way up to their skyscrapers, the way they live, their houses. Even their clothes now, they wear suits and ties now, brother.
They don't wear their ancestry clothes anymore.
And if you want to fly a plane, the global airspace language is what? English. No more ni hao. You got to speak that English now. Keep going.
48. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith Yahweh, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
Okay. So let's go back. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works. America's works are what? Hated. Her inventions, her witchcrafts with her technology. China has followed all of that. China's the big example. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword. Mind the sword is what? The gun. The sword equals weapons and can include ICBMs too. And pestilence. Pestilence is what? Disease. So don't be surprised you say, well, America is getting hit with all this pestilence, all these diseases. ㅌbola could also come to America, Babylon the Great as well. You see in Africa. To waste thy houses with destruction and death. They're saying what? A global crisis? China
China.
is part of global. Just to prove that point, China's followed America. Could you read that, brother?
Oh, President.
It's like it. Yeah.
Hong Kong and New York City share a striking visual and atmospheric resemblance because of their dense skyscraper heavy skylines, 24/7 bustling energy, and resilience on national harbors. Both serve as premier global financial hubs where immense wealth is concentrated, but distinct geographical and architectural differences give each city its own unique character.
Okay. But what? Partake of the hope of Babylon, even helping America, Babylon the Great. All right. Next precept, brother.
All right, we are Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 19.
Bring it up.
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
God, behold, famine. We went into that through the blasting of the hail and the fearful constellation. Farmers won't be able to grow their crops anymore. And plague. What are the plague? That's the judgments, which includes what? Pestilences, different diseases, even those that are not written in the book that came to what? Ancient Egypt. Tribulation and anguish. Tribulation. Let's see what tribulation means. Let's just go to tribulation etymology. A threshing tool made of timber and sharp stones used by farmers to separate grain from the chaff. So America is what? It's the threshing floor written about. But also what? Before the time of World War III going nuclear, and Yahweh Shai himself threshes the threshing floor, as is written about, which is America. Tribulation. These plagues, Jacob's trouble intensifying, is going to what? Thresh the people, beat them down small. A man shall be like a woman giving birth. Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 6 goes into that. Read from verses 4 through 7. That is the time of Jacob's trouble, what? Intensifying. It is made of what? Timber and sharp stones. What are the sharp stones? Not just a stone, but a sharp stone. Sore judgments. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. That's Sirach chapter 39. Sore strokes, not just any type of beating. It's a sharp stone. It's a sharp beam. It's going to hurt extra. Used by farmers to separate grain from the chaff, which also brings to mind, then shall they know who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. The elect being separated from the 2/3 here in America, Babylon the Great. That's in Second Esdras as well. It's on the 15 and 16. Then shall they be known who are my chosen. They shall be tried as gold in the fire. And the fire presents what? Adversity and anguish. Let's see what anguish means. Anguish etymology, because we know anguish is sore crying, but that means brings what? That means pain. Anguish, it goes back to meaning tight or painfully constricted. Oh, the scripture says that they're gonna have to what? Eat bread and drink water in measure. This is coming. I can't find it now. See if you can find it, brother. I'm gonna get you the device. It talks about eating bread and drinking measuring water. I don't know if you'll find it. But it's eating bread, eating their food in measure. Because ultimately, it's going to America, Babylon the Great through this famine. But also what? When these pestilences kick in, people seeing all these crazy diseases breaking out, that's going to what? Painfully constrict the situation. Great fear. When was the last time you saw somebody have ㅌbola and they're bleeding out all over the floor? And there's nothing you can do about it. It's not like they're being stabbed, being attacked. It's invisible. And you don't know if you got it, and you don't know if you will got it. That is what? Painfully constricted. And they're sent as what? Scourges. What's a scourge? A whip. For what? For amendment. Let's see what amendment goes into. Ultimately, it's to appease the wrath of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because it's the judgments. It's justice being executed. It pleased Yahweh. There was what? there was no justice, no equity in the land in the book of Isaiah. So his right arm brought salvation unto him. And it goes on. But amendment traces back to what? Meaning to correct, to free from fault. There has to be a balance in the earth. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1 reads about what? An unjust balance is abomination to Yahweh, but a just way is his delight. Meaning what? All this wickedness and sin is being done. So it brings out the balance of what? Like this. And the men of the Lord is crying out. Put a mark upon all them that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, as it is written about. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him? So the elect is crying out to Yahweh by Shem Shai day in, day out. Give him no peace till he hath established Jerusalem of praise in the earth. Basically meaning what? The kingdom of heaven is established. Don't stop teaching day in, day and out. Brothers go to sleep here in the States. Other brothers, Hawaii, they're up. Australia are up daytime. So surely there must be what? A correcting. To correct goes into amendment etymology. It means what? To bring back the balance. And the balance is what? To bring pain and suffering, to appease the wrath of Yahweh by Shem Shai. You people done the crime, now y'all gotta be punished just like a child. You found it, brother? It's okay if you can't find
I
it.
believe it's Ezekiel 4 and 10.
Time.
And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day from time to time. That shalt thou eat it. Is that
I don't think that was it. That's okay, bro. I was looking for it too. But yeah, the scripture speaks about that. They're going to eat it in measure. The whole name elect is going to what? My servant shall rejoice. My servant shall eat. My servant shall sing for joy of heart. But you shall, be hungry. You shall be thirsty. You shall howl for vexation of spirit. And I will call my servants. And thou shalt leave thy name as a curse unto my chosen. And I will call my servants by another name. Written about in the book of Isaiah. That's the elect. Ultimately being what? Called the elect. They're going to eat and be merry. The book of Job goes into that. Thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field. We don't know how Yahweh Shimon Shai is going to do it. Isaiah 4:1 has to kick in place, It's breaking down the door. And in that day said, women shall take hold of one man, saying, we shall eat of our own bread and drink of our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Meaning what? The men of the Lord, they're going to be allowed to get it in during time of Jacob's trouble. Get some intercourse with different women. Wait a minute, that means what? You can't have intercourse while you're running away from robots and machines and bears and lions and people. If you've seen the movie The Road, and different movies that show Jacob's trouble, there's going to be what? They're going to get to sing for joy of heart and be happy during those times because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to protect them. Yahweh Shai made the promise, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, therefore will I keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. In the book of Revelation. And the hour of temptation is what? The MOTB being established globally throughout the earth. Which is what? God's going to what? The height of Jacob's trouble as well. So Yahweh Shai promised his elect there will be peace for them. They're not just going to be, I'm scared 24/7. May the Lord help me. All the rest of it, you're going to have a certain amount of peace. Now, Jacob's trouble will be a tough time. The elect will go through. We're going to be tried and tested. But what? Yahweh Shai ain't going to have that all the time for his elect. And certain members of the elect, brothers, as well as you few sisters, and the elect lady and her children, may be beheaded as well. Revelation 20:4, certain men of the Lord will be beheaded for this truth. And to go into it, certain sisters, the elect lady and her children may be as well. But something could be like what? A handful. Al-Bashir Shai promised protection for his elect. He's not going to leave them to get tortured and suffer. There shall no torment touch them. Written about the wisdom of Solomon. You get the next precept, brother?
All right, I guess my last one, brother, on the list.
Come.
This is Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 19. Or if I send a pestilence into that land and pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast.
Woo! All right. Let's go back. Let's then Noah. Living no son, no daughter. All the scripture speaks about what? There is nothing new under the sun. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 19. Or if I send a pestilence into that land and pour out my fury in it and blood to destroy it, that's to kill the people, it's not murder here. To cut off from it man and beast, ultimately, and pour out my fury in it and blood. To cut off from it man and beast, crescendo Jacob's trouble, World War III going nuclear. ICBMs raining upon where the people of my curse to judgment. Idumea, Bozrah. Bozrah was the ancient capital of ancient Edom. You could read about all this in the book of Isaiah, between Isaiah 24, 34, many different scriptures as well, and Isaiah 14 as well. Or was it Isaiah 13? It's Isaiah 13 I meant to say instead of 14. Or if I send a pestilence into that land, for the pestilence that could come to America, Babylon the Great as well, ㅌbola. And that's bootleg for Ebola. YouTube. All right, let me see here. Any more precepts? Jeremiah, Deuteronomy 28. Cleave unto thee. This is Deuteronomy 28, 21. We're still underneath the curses as well. Deuteronomy 28, verse 21. Yahweh shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And part of that pestilence could be what? The E thing. That's in Africa. ㅌbola, for lack of a better word. As Exodus chapter 9, verse 15, smite Egypt with plagues as before. It's a precept to back that up. For now I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. And that happened to who? To ancient Egypt. That Yahweh spake through who? Moses, his Ben servant, the prophet, to speak that unto Pharaoh. So that same thing is coming back to America, Babylon the Great. Y'all, in the hopeful elect, dash 144K. Shalom to you, brother. Y'all, Bashim Yoshai, Brakta, Bashim Rechakudash.
Shalom.
That's all the precepts, brother.
That's all the precepts.
So this was a quick lesson. On that note, face the east, Panya Hakudash. Hello, Yahweh, Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Rechakudash. Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yoshai. Shalom. Them on to LGM and take notes down. Hopefully this lesson was edifying to you. Pray, read, study, fast, watch the videos, meditate, and repeat. And most importantly, what? Fear. Fear Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. For this is the whole duty of man. For Yahweh Bashim Yoshai bringing the judgment, every secret thing, whether it be good or bad, written in the Apocrypha. Meditate means what? To muse upon these things. Meditate upon these things. Let no man steal your crown of salvation, symbolic of when Yahweh shall come back, let the crown like man. Ezra chapter 2, verse 42 to 48. Shalom.
Shalom.